Welcome, everybody. I guess we should hold questions, but I don't know. I'll try to talk through everything. But in order to get through in time, how much time do I have till? An hour? An hour?
Well,
close.
we're scheduled to stop at 1.
Okay. I'm going to go over my process. To do a lot of figure work, I love the figure work. By the way, I have cards here, and if I didn't get my schedules out for 2025, but I will be here next year for Florida Watercolor for 2 days in September, a workshop on figures and flowers. And also, I'm giving one in Orlando on the ballerina, or the figure. Anyway, but I was asked to do a demonstration today, and I just want to go over my process. I will allow time at the end for questions, but I think I'm going to answer them, hopefully, as we go along. I just want to talk to you a little bit about my process. Thinking this goes up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know whether that changes it a little bit. I had these pictures, and I was doing some drawings. I do freehand drawings, by the way. I don't project, but the only reason for portrait commissions, I couldn't project. And most people do, for trying to get an exact likeness. But working for the figure, I think I want the gesture, I want movement. So that's what I wanted in this painting. So I didn't have a picture of it. So I had to use other ones, like this little one was close, but no cigar. It wasn't right. And the other ones weren't right either. So I did a drawing, and I put it on a window. And I traced a lot of the figures. I traced some to work from on watercolor paper. So this is just plain drawing paper, okay? But I wanted to work out, see, everything didn't have the shadow shapes. So shadow shapes, leaving white paper is part of what I wanted to do. And it didn't have it. So I found this one, and I thought, it doesn't have to look like her at all. That's out of the window. But I did want to follow the shadow shapes and leave whites. So to show that, I would have to put a dark around there. Anyway, I wanted the movement. So I was playing around with some drawings. This is my final one, and I found a big shape. So what I'm going to do is do a flesh tones first. Thank you. And this is the flesh tones I did at home. But I didn't like it as much because I kind of went back in. I'm a direct painter, so we'll see what happens. Okay, I really like questions, though. Oh, well.
Well, if you get a question.
If you get a question, if it's a necessary question, just go ahead, ask me.
And then if you repeat the question, we can answer.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see, for flesh tone, I think what I'm going to do is put the flesh tone on this one and then go back to the one that's dry already, because it's important to get that dry, that flesh tone. Okay. Before I start, I wanted to show you my palette. I forgot that. Okay, thank you. This is my palette. It's Triad 1, Aurelian Yellow, or something like that. Transparent cool yellow, cobalt, permanent rose, cobalt blue. That's a light to mid value. And the second value is quinacridine gold, permanent alizarin crimson, and ultramarine blue. Okay, so mixed, they're the secondary ones.
And I'll put
But
this up.
Heather can put it up for me. And you can check that out. Also, I have this, which is my palette layout. It's not really easy to see on here, but the blues are over here by themselves. So I have the blues over here. And then I have the primaries, the yellow, red, and blue, and the primaries on the second triad is queen gold, alizarin crimson, and ultramarine blue over here. Now I have added Janet's Violet Rose, which is the best color ever made by American Journey, and cerulean blue hue, which is actually not cerulean blue, as you would think were hue. It's really, I forget the name of it now. Phthalo blue, thank you, and a little white. So, having said that, let's get painting.
Do you always start with fresh paint?
I do, thank you for asking that. I think it's a little bit, well, I want to get stronger, so that's my goal. And I use my water over here. You can't really see it, but it's over here. It's my water. I had gone from a big bucket to a small bucket. And paper towels, I just roll them here, like this. And I control water by the paper towel. Okay, that's why I have that in there. Right before I start painting, I like to, I won't show you all the exercises to get here, but I'm lifting some of the graphite off of here so it won't spread. It won't, okay, just lifting a little bit. So I'm lifting some of that graphite. Okay, let's start with Aurelian and so it makes kind of an orange. And then we have Janet's Violet Rose. This is called a loading zone. A loading zone right here. This is Janet's Violet Rose over there. And this is the purple, which is permanent rose and cobalt blue. Okay. And cerulean blue hue, I'm going to just pull over a little bit over here, just to drop in case I need it. Because I want to have everything ready for this painting. Okay, let's start over here. Putting that over top of it. Janet's Violet Rose over top of that orange. And then I'm lifting it. Tap, tap. I'm taking the excess water off because I don't want to explode water all over the place. Rinse, tap, tap. I don't know, sometimes I tap and then sometimes I don't. Oh well. Well, that's a little orangey. Let's knock that down with the pink. I want the flesh tone to be translucent. I think I'll better put some more pink over here on that side. Looks a little colorful, but you know, watercolor's going to dry lighter. let's pull that over. Keeping in mind to leave that white. I kind of like that blue, I don't know. Just knock it down a little bit. When I say knock it down, I mean render it not as explosive a color. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Well, that looks a little yellow there, but I think I won't go over it too much, because if I do, like I did before in the other one, if I go over it too much, I'm going to mess it up. There's always something that you can fix, you know, or exaggerate or whatever. But keep in mind this is all one value that I'm putting down first. Okay, let's go down, and maybe I'm going to wet a little bit. And these are brushes. This is an American Journey brush, interlock nylon, number 14. Cheap Joe's has it. Let me put this down here. It's a very reasonable brush, and I like it. I like to use the top, the top part, top side. Okay, I want to get excited. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean that. I just lift that up. Got excited. Lift that up a little bit. Okay, and then I think I want some more of the orange in there, because I want it to look like the light is flooding in that area. Let's pull that up. See, I got that idea from this picture. Okay. I put a little bit of that mixture of the orange. I'm going to drop in a little of the permanent rose, just to make that a little stronger. And I want to soften those edges. I don't want them too hard. I want them hard enough, but not too hard. Let's pull that down there. Let's put some cerulean blue hue in. I'm rinsing the brush each time I'm loading. This is called getting loaded. Okay, I put some blue in there, that cerulean blue hue. I don't want it to be too noticeable, but I want it to be subtle enough. Let's see, is there any? Okay, she's kind of got light coming across her shoulder. Take a little bit of that permanent rose, put that in here. I loved this costume of the ballerina. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Put it in the, well, let me move this over a little bit. You can see it better here, the costume. Okay, so what she's showing, let's put a little more purple to knock that down, because it's too bright, and I didn't, let me get that costume over there. I think I want to knock that down a little bit. I'm just lifting a little bit off. Okay, here's the hand. That's too important. Throwing the paint in because I'm delivering the pigment and the water to the painting. And hopefully it comes out okay, but put a little blue in there. That's too, I don't like it. either. How about, let's change that. Overloading, putting another color over another color, but be careful to rinse your brush each time you do it. I think I'm going to go with the more permanent rose. Okay, so that shows a little bit of shadow over there. I think I'll let that. Maybe,
How often do you change your water?
not very often.
Okay.
I haven't changed it yet.
No, no.
Watercolor goes to the bottom.
Gotcha.
I know Heather is here waiting. No, indeed, you don't have to. Okay. Just, I wanted to get the flesh tones in. Okay. So the flesh tones are in. Sorry, I'm looking at this. See how that ran back here? Like that. Oh well, things happen in watercolor like run backs. Sometimes it makes it look more authentic. Let it go. Okay, so we'll change this one. And I'll go to this one. I thought that was more exciting though. I like to paint usually the whole thing. Which is, well, this one back here, let me show you. This one is the one I did at home, just trying to warm up for this, just to see what it would look like. I have no idea if it'll turn out that way, but let's go. Okay. Okay, so here she is. I'm ready, this is completely dry. I'm ready for the second wash, which is putting on the, let's go for the second application. Maybe a little purple around the eyes. Okay. And then softening an edge, meaning you can dry it and then lift. It makes it look a little less intense. I want to put, I really enjoy painting, drawing. So if you're, I know I do a lot of exercises first. I meant to bring my schedule, so if I'm going to get my schedule up as soon as I go back, because I have the schedule for 225 out, but I didn't do it. It's not online yet. It will be next week. Okay. Move that down. Put that in there a little bit, but I don't know whether it's enough. I'm going to go to a 12. Wait a minute. Here it is. 12, it's the same thing, the interlock nylon. I kind of like that. Again, that top, the side of the brush, not the point, the top flat. It's hard, I like to judge values as I go. It's a little too much. And second application, dark. Maybe let's try some dark eyebrows. I'm gonna mix the dark green, which is a queen gold and ultramarine. That makes a green. Doesn't look it, but it does. So instead it's a brown. Brown mixed with dark purple makes a really dark, nice picture. I like the brown. Let's go with the eyebrow. Try to soften that a little bit. My paper towels are very wet. so I have to change them. Because I'm taking all the moisture off. Okay. Well, every painting is an adventure. I don't want to take too much time with that second wash, but it's a little strong there, but watercolor is going to dry darker. The one thing that you could do with the eyes, let's do this. Pointy brush. This is a King Art brush. It's a reasonable brush. King Art. Let's take a little blue. I don't want it to be too much. I want to think about shadow shapes. How about cobalt blue? I just don't know what I'm going to do exactly. That's the fun of painting. Let that out. Anyway, it's about time I moved on. Let's have her, yeah, I have nothing to look at. That's the cheek color. Let's take a little of that orange and peach. It's kind of a roux. I call it a roux. I don't know. Kind of like cooking. Okay, softening edges. I have to be careful because I tend to soften too many edges. Let's take a little bit and darken that underneath the face. I like that blue that I had there. I hated to cover that up. Oops, sorry. Every once in a while I have to let loose and hope that it's a nice color, you know. Let's see if I can. Time for hair. I'm going to establish the darker passages. Oh, sorry. Let's put some gold in there too. How about a dark green and dark purple? Okay, so I'm loading. I can see the color I want right away, and I'm getting that ready. I don't have to hunt for it, because it has to be fast. Okay, maybe I could wet the hair a little bit. The other eyebrow. Okay. That. So you know what brush I'm using is a little bit darker. You would want to get that pupil to touch that top lid if you can. Cobalt blue. Let's put the cobalt. I think that works better. So sometimes wet into wet will work better for you. I probably should put something up there in the forehead, but not now. We'll see if I need it. Okay. I'd like sometimes to have a background showing, connecting to the hair. So I'm going to just wet this background. I had something on the brush. It's okay. So I have that background. Let's see what, I don't know whether I want that. How about purple? Lavender. How about lavender? How about that lavender? So maybe I'm making this a little bit warmer. Oh, I need a big brush, a little fat brush. This is a big one. This is, I think this is a Holbein or Langnickel. It's a really old brush. So I want to connect a little bit in that background to the hair. Okay, a little dark for the hair. Oop, that's a little red. Oh, I like it. Let's see, it's my painting. Okay. Let's, no telling what's going to happen. I like to find a painting. Yeah, it's a little pink and blue in the background. Let me see if I can change that. Cerulean blue hue always gets me out of trouble. That's kind of wet into wet, and I'm changing that color a little bit. Okay. Maybe I'll put a little more purple in there. It's pretty wet. It's 140-pound Arches paper that I'm working on, cold press. Although I do have enjoyed working with the hot press. I mean, not hot press, rough. I usually paint men in the rough painting, a rough paper. Okay, it's still a little, because she has a white costume on, I'm thinking I need to pump this up a little bit. Okay, that looks better, I think. So often for a background, I change my mind all the time because I don't know what I want until I see it. Okay. Put a little bit of push that over there like that. Now, onto this part. I had to splatter, you know. Let's bring, looking down here. That looks pretty weak, so I'm going to put more paint in there. And I'm going to go over here. I painted a little bit of the flesh tone through here. It's lace, but I don't want to take time to do that. Doing a little bit of work on that flesh tone and then a little bit more on that bottom. I think I need to make that a little darker. I don't mind questions if you have them.
I wonder what you use charcoal for your sketch? Did you
No,
say?
that's a good question. I use, for the drawing to work it out, I use a 6B pencil, an ebony pencil. And then for, on watercolor paper, when I draw on the watercolor paper, I use a 2B. I like the soft brushes.
Is the idea that some of the 2B will still be there, like afterwards?
I don't mind pencil. When I was younger, my mother used to take me to the museums, and I loved seeing pencil work, in the watercolor especially, because it showed how the artist was thinking, or some of the planning. I don't think it should interfere a lot, but it can help. It can help with, it makes it, I don't know, I think it makes it more real. The nose, that keeps fading out the eyes, so I don't know what happens. Maybe it's too wet. Okay, let's put a little shadow shape in the white. I don't think I still have trouble thinking about the values when I'm painting. I've always been a light value painter. So sometimes I have to clean this up so I can get more traction in the value. Because if you have too much water on your palette, it's going to be too much. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, put a little. I keep wanting to fix that eye, but I keep going back up there. So this is a dark orange with the quin gold and the alizarin. I put that in there. That's probably too dark. I saw that in the painting. I don't know why, or in the photograph, the darks, and a little bit of the quin gold or a yellow. Let's take a little bit of that. So I'm to do a little bit of, I want to break that up though, because I don't want you to look at that first. I don't want the viewer to. Maybe it's too dark, and so I'm patting that to lift off the. Yeah. I think I liked it better with a little bit of red in it. Yeah. Well, that does change things. I want to get the dark eyelashes in there, but I don't want to be too obvious about. Ooh. I want it to look like it just happened. I don't want my paintings to look like I planned it. Well, I don't. Okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the eyes, but that's just because it's too wet. Have to, come back to that. And now this is the background in here, so let me just. Remember, this is going to be, well, let me go back up to that headpiece. Maybe if I put a little gold in there. Okay. Always get a little, yeah, that helps. Okay, that helps. That helped me a lot. Okay. So she's sitting there with that eye. Oh gosh, it keeps bleeding. Keeps bleeding. I don't know whether there's one hooked up. It might be a good thing to help dry it a little bit, so I can get in here. It doesn't matter if it's there, it's there. Okay. 15 minutes, thank you. Does that include questions? Okay, any questions? You can have them now because I'm going to keep painting. But I can paint and answer questions.
Jan, I may have missed this. Are you using the same brand?
Oh, no, some are Aurelian as Winsor Newton. They stopped making Aurelian. So the only brand that makes the transparent cobalt or Aurelian color is Daniel Smith. And then I'm using mostly, it's the American Journey Cheap Joe's paints.
Thank you.
And Winsor Newton. Okay. I think that helps. Oh, well, that was too much. Oh, well. Relax. Go ahead.
Your brush holds a lot of water. What brush are you using?
This is American Journey Interlock Nylon. It's a reasonable brush. They're probably $18, $20. I don't like the real soft brushes like my husband's uses. Okay, let's go in with a little dark. Okay. This is a little dark. It's a little dark. So I'm trying to figure out the value system here. That color is too. I'm going to try to put a little green in it, knock it down a little bit. Okay. She's supposed to have something on top of her head. I'm just making that up. Oh, it's a little too much.
Have you always been fine arts, or were you an illustrator at one time?
Oh, no, I wasn't. No, I've always done portrait work. Portraits. just because I thought it would be, I was interested in the face. Then I got interested in flowers, and then when teaching came up, I thought it'd be fun. I have a lot more fun with that. It is a lot of fun because I get to see what everybody does and to see how they interpret. This is a little light, a little dark. Okay. Okay, I keep putting it down and it's not dark enough. Just. Okay. Okay. This is too dark. Oh well. Okay. Let's go down here with the hands and put a little bit of how about throwing a little bit of the shadow in here and in here. A little bit darker over there, a little bit darker here. After all that. Okay. Okay. I like the dark that I had there. Let's put that. Okay. I do throw paint sometimes because every mark you make with watercolor, you have to react to. So why not make it fun, right? Unpredictable.
Better to follow lenses.
What?
It's better to follow lenses.
Oh, Steve. Okay. What I'd like to do too is make it look like things aren't cut out. You know, oh well, I better stop. Let me put a mat on it. This was the other one that I did before I came, and let's put that. It is what it is. Is that time? How much time? 7 minutes. Yes.
Your drawing, obviously, as you said, you didn't have a picture, so this is really from the very beginning. So how did you develop your drawing skills?
You know, I meant to bring the first sketches that I did, and then I did that. How did I develop the sketch for this?
Now, how did you, what's your process for starting from? Repeat the question.
A lot of blind contour for one thing, blind cross contour, feeling 3 dimensions is so critical. And then I try to get that across in my workshops. And then the gesture, quick movements, couple minutes, moving all the time. I think I wanted to be a dancer first, so this, I couldn't be, so. Okay, anyway, it is what it is. Having fun is the important thing. Any other questions?
Repeat the question, too.
What?
Repeat the question.
Oh, repeat the question. I forgot. The question was, how do I work on the drawings, or what do I do before I draw, right?
Yes. How do you, your drawing skills are obviously exceptional. So, how did you develop them, and how are you developing them?
How did I develop the skills that I have for drawing?
Yes,
right? The skills that I have, I spent years trying to draw them, trying to play with color and, oh, here's, I guess that was the first one of the ones that I did. Just, I play with pencil. And because I think you get a lot of connections with nature that way. And it's in your head and what you see and around you, or what you don't see, what you feel. Anybody else? No? Okay.
What drawing book would you recommend?
Well, there is a nice one called Jack Ham. It's called Drawing the Head and Figure. And it's not an art book, but it gives you a lot of detail. He's an illustrator. And I was not an illustrator, and that was one of the questions, were you an illustrator? It was not my intention to be an illustrator, but I admired the illustrators a lot. And he has a book called Drawing Them, and it's a good Bible, so to speak. It has all the information on how to construct a hand and the head and the figure and all that. So, go ahead.
Well, I think that
Jack Ham.
Jack Ham, yeah.
I think that people need to remember there's life drawing classes.
Life drawing classes, yes.
And that's the greatest place to go. I'm 70, I'm still going to life drawing
Yeah,
classes.
I wish I could go. I think
Yeah,
it's,
it's tremendous.
Yeah.
You'll start out very slowly, but you can watch a whole class to migrate to a better
and you,
drawing.
yeah, you know, in my workshops I give, the question was in, life drawing classes that they're very good. And in the classes, if I have just an hour with them, just doing drawings quick and the exercises, within an hour, their whole demeanor changes. Their drawings, their paintings, it helps the paintings. It helps the paintings, okay, yes?
Do you have any words on, like at first, you said you keep your paints fresh so that, do you tend to go late? Because I was thinking the first bit of the skin was seeming dark. And I thought, oh, that's cool, it's dark. Do you have anything you could say about that? About keeping your color fresh and how many times you would touch it, maybe something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know a lot of watercolor painters do layers. I did it one time and I said, that's never again. I'm not doing that. It's just hard, so I can get the value here on the tray. This is what I like to do, is work on the values. And then it dries lighter, so, I think, did I?
Two more minutes.
2 more minutes. Anybody else? Yes.
What's drawing you to the flowers?
Pardon?
You mentioned that you were getting interested in flowers now. What's drawing you?
The flowers I wanted to do to free me from the photographs of people or to people. It was a plaything for me. It was just all about color, and I could go wild with it. And I mean, who cares? They're going to be dead. The flowers. Flowers. So are we, I guess, but the flowers die a little faster. Anyway, so you don't have to copy them, and I was doing exercises, painting without drawing. Painting without drawing is always a good thing. Leaving the white spaces, that's what I like to do here. And I thought the ballerina showed and besides being fast, that would be good. The question was, what got me into flowers?
And what kind of flowers do you draw?
Well, I love to draw roses, or paint roses, and iris. I'm from the north, so that is probably still in, and orchids. I had to, when I moved to Florida, I had to paint orchids. So. Okay, yes. 1 minute, go ahead.
Does your palette change when you paint glasses?
No, I use the same palette.
Do you ever,
I use the same palette. What?
do you ever add any colors?
Can,
Do you ever add to your palette?
sometimes, once in a while, but I can usually make everything out of here. The one color I didn't make was this green here. And I forgot that. Green seems to help. I should have put that in there. I think I did on that bigger one. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope I see you down the road.